guys. Welcome to Money Mondays. We're here live coming from Amy Majori Raising Private Money Conference here in Long Beach, California. Man, it's like day two of the event and it's been fantastic so far. We have some great guests on today's episode. Man, these guys, they're phenomenal. They're so inspiring, badass, and my sexy baby mama. Oh my god. Guys, welcome David and Amanda Fornelli. Guys, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Like,
Thank you for having us. We're
this is
honored.
history. Like we're gonna have one for the books. And I just wanna like shout out to my co-host, Betzy.
Hey guys, hey.
Hi
Hey,
Betsy,
hey,
man.
hey.
Like
Hey, this is actually my first time meeting Amanda.
Amanda and David.
David. Yeah.
It's a pleasure. It's a
They've
pleasure.
been
Pleasure's all
like
mine.
so good. Like
We
their
heard them
transition
speak
and everything.
yesterday.
It was good.
Amazing.
Thanks,
you,
guys.
guys.
We
tried our best. We really did.
Thank
And
you.
you're
I
sharing
was
their
like,
story.
did they study communications? Because you guys were so elaborate, details, organized,
Yeah.
You know,
subliminal messaging.
we threw that in
Thank you
there.
for
Jokes.
catching that.
We actually like refer to ourselves as PowerPoint nerds. We love presentations for some reason. I don't know what it is, but we just love giving presentations.
And the presentation was good, like the PowerPoint and everything.
Oh.
That was like phenomenal. And
Best
I love
so
that you guys,
far.
yeah,
Well,
the
thank
breakdown,
you.
yeah,
Oh,
it was
thank
good.
you.
Like you guys went deep dive into your presentation.
I kept it
a
interesting.
lot of the skills that we use up there on stage we learned from Sean.
Yeah.
From sales negotiations and from he's taught us some speaker training here and there, and we try to emulate him because Sean's amazing on stage, Amy's amazing on stage, so we try to look at what they do well and we try to do that.
Yeah, there
We
was
tried our
definitely
best.
there was definitely some strategy in how we smithed our words and the word choices that we decided to use when we delivered things. There was a method behind it for sure, and like she said,
Has to.
we
It was
learned that
really
from
good.
Sean.
We
Has to.
kudos to.
Thank you. We hope to become
Deserve
better
it.
and better speakers. That's the
No,
goal.
this is good. Because before we went live, we were just having a conversation about David, your background with anthropology. Man, and then now
Shout out to
they're like-
anthropologists out there.
now they're like crushing it with real estate. Like, how did you guys like with you transition with that? How did you and Amanda meet and to just form this alliance that you guys have going on right now?
Wow. Well, we actually first started dating in high school.
Aw.
Yeah.
How many years have y'all been together? Now I need to know.
Well, now we've recently been together since 2014, so 9 years.
Whoa.
We dated in high school for 2 years. We broke up for 7 or 8 years, and then we reconnected again later in life.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I
It
kind of
was
want to
meant
know
to happen.
y'all's
It was meant
age.
to be.
Y'all don't look.
I'm gonna be 35 in a few months, and then she's 34. Or
I'm
she's
30.
34.
Don't age me.
Don't-
I'm 33.
she looks fine. She looks
You guys,
hella
like,
sexy.
I agree. I agree.
Look
I
in his
agree.
face.
Yeah.
It's not easy to be creating a life and look so good. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, really the switch for me, anthropology was a true passion for me. It's something that I gravitated towards naturally. When I was younger, I used to watch the History Channel, National Geographic Channel. I was never really big in sports. So when I sat in the anthropology classroom, I was like just eating everything up. And it was my true passion for a long time. It's extremely underpaid, like extremely underpaid. So if I'm being quite honest, once we entered into real estate and we started flipping houses and I saw the profit we were able to generate through real estate, I was like, yo, like I gotta make the switch. Like I think with our first house flip, I made 2.5 times my yearly salary as an archaeologist
Wow.
in 3 months. 2.5 times my entire
From
year's
one.
salary in 3 months from one house flip. So after
Here,
that,
here in California.
yeah, it was in Joshua Tree, California.
Wow.
So after that, it was like I'm doing this full time. At that time, Amanda and Oscar were already full time in the business. So when they started full time, December 2019, I was still working as a full time archaeologist, and I didn't actually officially quit my job until December 2020.
Well, because I was just gonna ask like how if you had to get Amanda on board or did Amanda have to get you on board? Like how did that work with you guys?
Yeah, it was really we've been on the same page the whole time. So prior to getting into real estate and while I was still an archaeologist, we had an ATM portfolio. So we already had a business and we had always known that we wanted to start a business. We knew we weren't going to be W-2 wage earners for the rest of our life. She has an amazing business background. She got an MBA. So we just knew, like, okay, we're not going to be W-2 wage earners. We're going to start a business eventually one day.
Mhm.
And we landed on it being real estate.
And
Nice.
he mentioned Oscar. Oscar is my brother and our third business partner, and
Hmm.
he was working in archaeology, but I had gotten laid off in summer 2019, and then my brother Oscar quit his job in October. He had a really great job, and it wasn't fulfilling him anymore. So he quit in October. We didn't know what we were all gonna do. We just knew we were gonna do something, and we
Ah.
came across real estate, and we started that company in late November.
Wow.
And then he made a goal to quit his job a year later, which he did on December 10th of 2020.
December 10th,
So
2020. Yeah, that's when I
Wow.
quit.
So I've seen, I've been in real estate like a few months. Well, like almost a year now.
Yeah.
But
Bravo, bravo.
thank you, thank you. And it's the only place that I have seen that people celebrate quitting your job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
W-2, quitting your
Quitting your
W-2.
W-2.
Yeah,
It,
no,
it's something that we talk about a lot, and I think it's right for some people, and it just has to be the right time, and we
Exactly.
don't always recommend it to everyone.
Yeah.
It's a very like grueling self-employed life. It's
Yeah.
rewarding, but if it makes sense for that person, we definitely encourage it and we celebrate it. But we also celebrate people who keep their W-2s and
Yeah.
leverage that to build real estate. Like
yeah.
there's no wrong way, really.
No,
That's true.
you're totally right. But how did you guys even started like the first project? Because I know you. What strategy are you guys mainly focused on, or what strategy did you guys use to start your journey?
In the beginning.
Mhm.
Yeah, so in the beginning, we were really focused on fix and flip.
Hmm.
And the reason why is because our combined skills would lend really well to that. DJ was doing lead generation and marketing. It was really cool because his anthropology background.
Talking to people.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah,
talking.
I
yeah,
love
he's so
people.
great with
I love
it.
people.
I'm like the numbers girl, so I'm acquisitions and finance. So I manage all of our escrows, raise all the money, like
Wow.
get everything in order just to hand over to Oscar. And Oscar has a construction management background.
Mhm.
So he would manage our rehabs and then manage our realtors for the sales. So it was a really great process for us to do fix and flip. So that's where we were focusing, and we were doing more and more fix and flips in the beginning, also to build and raise enough funds to go out and buy and holds.
Yeah.
Sounds like you guys have like amazing team.
You're right.
We have a
Like,
really great
everyone
team.
has their
Yeah.
strengths, so that's pretty amazing.
And
Yeah.
you know your
big
strengths.
team.
Very
Yeah,
good.
we're so grateful, and we all stay within our strengths. I think
Yeah.
that's why we've been able to be successful in like a short amount of time,
Mhm.
because we all know our roles, we know our responsibilities, and we stay in those,
Yeah.
and we hold each other accountable if somebody is not fulfilling their role. But luckily, we all give our all to this business, so there's never really issues with like, hey,
You
you're
guys are
not doing
lucky.
the do. We're very lucky.
Yeah,
And then
and
you,
like key.
you mentioned being on the same page. You
Yeah.
know, like how did we get on the same page? Luckily we communicate a lot. Like there's times where we'll drive for 2-3 hours and we don't have the radio on
Yeah.
because we're just talking, and we're talking about goals and dreams and things like that, right? So I'm so grateful that we just happen to be on the same page because we happen to have the same goals, the same interests, we have the same dreams in life,
Yeah.
and that really leads to a successful partnership
That alignment.
because we understand the mission. We
Yeah.
have the same mission. We're
Yeah.
focused on the bigger picture, and
Yeah.
we do whatever we can to get there. So I'm grateful that from the beginning, us as husband and wife have been on the same page. I think the fact that we started together
Hmm.
has led to our success. So do you guys know who Jay Shetty is?
Oh yeah.
I love Jay
Yeah.
Shetty. I
He's
love
freaking
Jay
amazing.
Shetty,
Shout
right?
out to Jay Shetty on
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah.
That's
Shout
like
out
one of
to
my
Jay.
favorite podcasts.
Right.
He's
It's so
phenomenal.
good.
He's
So good.
amazing.
Yeah.
So he had a podcast with his wife one year, and I'll never forget this. He said if him and his wife are entering into a new activity together, they'll do well because they're both starting at the same level.
Yeah.
But the second he tries to teach his wife something or his wife tries to teach him something, it doesn't work
Yeah.
because the power dynamic is off.
Yeah.
So interesting.
But we've started together, so we started at the same level. We've built together, and again, I think it just leads to like the harmony between us
Yeah.
because we're at the same level and we're building
That's beautiful.
Man. Guys.
Aw. Look at that.
For all the couples listening, take notes. Take notes. But Manda, you mentioned the raising capital part. Did you start? Because I know a little bit about your journey, but for the first fix and flip, did you raise capital for that, and how did you do it?
So I think the first flip that we did was actually a seller carry, seller financing,
Yeah.
and it was someone that we knew, and we covered construction when I pulled money from my IRA at the time,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
it's not it wasn't ideal, right? It was the first, we had to do what we had to do to get the first flip done,
Yeah.
and it was around that time that I had just joined Amy's program, and I was learning the systems and starting to like raise money and create our list of contacts. But for that first flip, we had the seller carry. It was only a 3 month flip. We covered the construction with my the IRA money that I pulled, and we exited at an amazing price. We paid off everything, and by then we were starting to build our private money lender list. In fact, that woman who did the seller carry, the seller on that first flip,
Yeah.
became a private money lender, and she's
Wow.
still a lender today. She's
Yeah.
like on her fifth deal with us.
Pro tip for you guys that do acquisitions:
Yeah.
it's
Convert your sellers.
convert your sellers to be private money lenders.
Absolutely.
You already
Absolutely.
built that trust. You have that there. So
Exactly.
pro
Exactly.
tip.
Because you know they're making money on the sale,
Yeah.
right? You know they're gonna have proceeds. So if they have money that they can set aside to lend with you, bring them on board, right?
Mhm.
If they've seen that you can already
You,
execute,
yeah.
Mhm.
bring them on board. So they're repeat lenders with us right now.
Because
So
most times they don't know what
Wow.
they're gonna do with the money.
And that's the one you guys did in Joshua Tree.
yes,
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
yeah.
first one.
Our first
Mhm.
one, our first flip was in Joshua Tree, and we stayed out there because we
Mhm.
saw what the market was doing.
Mhm.
So we purchased it for 205. We put about 260 into it all in.
Mhm.
We listed it for 330, and we sold it for 410.
Wow,
Man.
So we
you
cleared a
guys.
$130,000 profit in our first flip, and that was life changing because I told you 2.5 times my salary as an
Yeah.
archaeologist in a few months. So it opened our eyes to like, oh my
Possibilities.
It's
gosh, this is
possible.
powerful.
Yeah.
So we can do.
This is why we love real estate.
Yeah,
Man.
it's
And that's
amazing.
literally like I know how you feel because when I did my first fix and flip, and then I saw that money hit my account with my W-2, I was like, I was
Yeah.
like, holy crap, this is possible.
Mhm.
So that was one of the factors why I decided to quit my W-2 as well
Mhm.
and just go into real estate full time.
Yeah.
Man,
It's amazing.
this
It
is like,
really is amazing.
but
It's powerful.
it is, and it's when I hear you guys' story, and that's what our podcast is about. It's like raising capital, investing with purpose.
Yeah.
I love it.
And I love that you guys, just from the story, you can hear the purpose. Why did we did?
Yeah.
Did you guys like jump in? My next question is, what makes you guys want to continue? What's the inspiration there? What's the drive?
It's a good question because that it gets hard, and there are times where we have to question our why and
Yeah.
revisit our why, because there are times where, being very transparent, we wanted to quit. We want to quit sometimes.
Yeah.
It's so hard, but we always have to revisit our why,
Yeah.
talk about what it is,
Yep.
revisit our vision as a team, and just make sure that we're all on the same page. But I think what keeps us going is the light at the end of the tunnel,
Tunnel.
knowing that that freedom is so close.
Yeah.
And I think it's Ed Milet who says, like, you're literally like one deal away
Uh,
from the biggest like impact to your life. So you're so close. Why would you quit now,
Yeah.
right? So for me, that's what keeps me going, is knowing where we've come this far. We're so close, and I think that we're gonna feel like we're in a really good place very soon.
Yeah, like she said, I mean, literally just last month, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna quit. I'm not cut out for this. I'm the worst investor ever. Like, this is just last month.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
like these things, these feelings that we have, these thoughts that we have, I'm starting to realize everybody has them. Even
Yes.
investors that have been doing this for 10, 15
Yeah.
years, they still have these thoughts,
Mhm.
So part of the reason why I think we keep going too is, like she said, we understand the mission, we understand the vision that we have to build a true legacy
Yeah.
for our family. But for me, like the more that I advance in real estate, the more I advance as a person as
Mhm.
well. So I know that if I continue to build our real estate portfolio and I continue to become wealthy, I have to become a different person every time to get to the next level.
Yes.
Like the habits that I had 3 years ago are not going to get me to where I want to go.
Yeah.
So I have to continue to build new habits. And that's what I love. That's what really keeps me going, is the development side of things. Because not only are we developing properties and redeveloping properties, but we're redeveloping ourselves at the same time, especially me,
Wow.
and I absolutely love it.
If I could just do like that gems emoji, just throw them like
I'm
just throw them
No,
while we're
yes,
running.
you
Cue the
guys.
gems.
Yeah, just show
glad
them
I'm glad you
all the
like it.
gems, but
It's so important. I mean,
that is key.
a lot of real estate investors talk about that, about the mentality. You have to keep breaking through those habits
Yeah,
and keep going. I think that's
that
amazing.
is key.
So to,
Constant work.
to finish up, you guys were talking about a project you guys have. You guys want to talk about that a little bit?
I want to like
I know we're so excited.
that guy's like, first of all, congrats.
Congratulations.
They
Oh, thank you.
literally just launched
Oh,
their
thank you.
boutique hotel. So
Yes.
guys, follow Yara Palm Springs on
Correct.
Instagram,
Correct.
Spell it
please.
out.
That's Yara
Yes.
Palms. Y'all can spell Palm Springs. Dude, like I've seen the how that looked before. I've seen the entire process to what it is now. I can't believe that was a couple months ago. Like you guys did a phenomenal job, guys. Like just go on their Instagram
Thank
and
you.
you
Thank
will
you.
see everything. Go and follow David Fornelli,
David J. Fornelli.
David J Fornelli on Instagram, and underscore Amanda Fornelli on
Got it.
Instagram, just to see their entire journey of how they transitioned to Yarra Springs. Tell us about that project.
Yeah.
Yeah, where do we start?
Oh
My
my
It's an
goodness.
amazing project.
You want to talk about the front end with the lead source, and I can talk about
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
numbers.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
So this deal was brought to us by our now business partner,
Yeah.
and they used to be our property managers in Joshua Tree. So we were doing a walkthrough of one of our properties, Finca Nopali, and it has this like Spanish style building, and we nailed it on the execution, the design. The place actually won an international vacation home staging design award. So the
Wow.
house itself is an international award winner.
Amazing.
Insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So cool.
we do it a lot.
That was awesome. So the place is an international award winner. So we were doing a walkthrough with our property manager, and he
Yeah.
was complimenting us on the space. And he was like, "Hey, place is beautiful. Would you guys be interested in partnering on a 10-unit boutique hotel in downtown Palm Springs?" And I instantly said, yes. Like, I don't want to cuss, but I instantly said like, hell yes, like let's do it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm one of three, so I have to talk to my partners, but I'm pretty damn sure our partners are going to be on board with it.
Yeah.
And that's how the conversation started because the the hotel itself has a very similar style architecture with rounded edges, kind of like a Spanish style building.
Yeah.
So he saw the vision we executed on for our international award winning property and thought it would be really cool to execute a very similar vision down in Palm Springs.
Yeah, you guys gotta check it out. It's beautiful.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you. Yeah, we were
Thank you.
going
That's
for
fascinating.
something a little different from what you typically see in Palm
Yes.
Springs.
Yeah.
So hopefully it feels like a little bit of a refreshing
Oasis.
stay
Yeah.
for yeah.
When I
That's what
see
it looked
when I
like.
see the pictures, I'm like, just take me there.
I
Yeah.
know.
Can I go
I was
now?
like,
We'd love to
can we
host
get a
you.
run
We'd
through?
love to host
Yeah,
you.
we'd love to
Can we
host
go
you guys.
now? Talk
Yeah.
about the numbers part of
Can
it.
we go now?
Right
Yes,
now.
please.
Let's head there now. Yeah, numbers. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this was a $3 million purchase. It's by far the largest purchase we've ever done. Obviously, we took it down with our partners. Wow, you missed that cue. You were
All
supposed
right.
to.
Look at that.
$3 million purchase, and we did a commercial bridge loan, so they covered about 71% of the purchase price. And we had to raise money for the construction portion. We also always raise money for our holding and closing costs and interest payments.
Yeah.
All the carrying costs, basically.
But it was a debt raise, not an equity raise.
Yep. So we ended up raising 1.1 million in private money, and people are like, "Well, why didn't you syndicate this? Why didn't you, raise equity?" And the real honest reason is we wanted to keep the equity in house
Yeah.
between the partners, and we knew that the numbers would work if we did it in the form of private money. It's by far the biggest raise we've done for a single project, 1.1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was hard, but we got it done. And we've been renovating since summer of last year, and we bought the property about 90% already renovated from the previous owner. They went through all the city permits. We just had to take it to the final finish line. So now we just launched. We're in kind of a soft launch phase, which we're pretty much at full occupancy for, and
He
our
looks so
website will go
excited.
live in about a week.
It
Yeah,
is. We're excited for you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And then I guess we can talk a little bit about the operating numbers, but we're expecting we're expecting to do about an $830,000 top line revenue. We're about to get approved for a liquor license, so we're gonna do food and
Whoa.
beverage as well on site, just small food and beverage.
Like
Yeah.
like a kind of like a bed and breakfast thing.
Well, it's well in the lobby we'll have maybe like breakfast.
Oh, like hotel.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
continental breakfast or some
Oh,
snacks.
gotcha.
We'll sell cocktails. We'll also have a mini bar, those kind of things, but for on-site
Man,
guests.
that is
Yeah.
like fantastic.
Yeah, very
Nice,
cool, very
yeah.
cool.
That's
I'm
a whole
curious.
business.
That's a whole
That's
like,
a
Yeah.
whole
Well,
business.
that's what's so cool about the boutique hotel model is in the short-term rental investing space, your house is the asset, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
For the boutique hotel model, obviously the hotel is the asset, but there's so many other services that you
You
can
can
do that
provide.
we can tack on and charge people for.
Yeah.
So the value add is insane. It's
Yeah,
absolutely
and our
insane.
business partners, shout out to them.
Amazing.
They're amazing on the property management operations side and marketing, branding. Like they're really, really phenomenal. Another, I think, really cool team that came together with all of our different skills to get this thing executed. So
Yeah, and
we're
they're
really
Yeah.
excited for them. They're going to execute on that vision. We've been pretty much taking a lot of the front end of the stuff, and Oscar's been managing and overseeing the construction. We're handing over to them to kind of take it to the finish line and implement our vision. So we're super, we're super confident in how it's
Wow.
going
You
to
Yeah,
guys
be.
are rocking it.
Oh,
Like,
thank you.
Wow.
Thank you
How
so
long
much.
did
Thank
it?
you.
How long did you guys have to raise that 1.1?
So we started the raise when we first closed,
Which
and
was July 1st of last year. July
Okay,
1st,
so July
2022.
1st of 2022. Okay.
yeah, and we knew that it was going to be a little bit of a we were going to raise in sort of like a rolling period, and the reason why is because our designers were working on the final design, and so our construction numbers were constantly updating, right? But we raised the money from July pretty much up until like last month for all of the final. We included also the final fixtures, equipment, all of furniture and all that, the supplies. So we raised it pretty much over the last few months since last July.
But it worked out great because had we had raised, the 1.1 initially, we would have been paying interest on that money the entire time. So by phasing it out, it saved us a little bit more
Yeah.
on interest from our original projection.
I was just about to ask that too. Like, if you guys started from July, when you start getting those investments, like, how is the interest set up? Like, how is their money secured and
yeah,
all
what's
that?
the
Like,
structure for that?
yeah, what's the structure for that?
Yeah, so there are a few ways when you do a raise this large. In most single family raises, you do you secure the debt and you do lien positions, right?
Yeah.
So say you have a property and you have two lenders, you do a first and a second lien, sometimes a third, right?
Yeah.
When you have multiple lenders on a deal this big, it's hard to do something like 10 liens, right? You could, but because
Just thinking about that.
right,
Like,
it's
what?
a lot. It's a lot.
Not a
It
lot of
is.
people would be
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah.
And
No.
this is something that we did. We actually did unsecured debt, so we did promissory
No.
notes. But all of this, you guys, it's not as common to do it. But we were able to do this because of our relationships with our private lending lenders.
Ooh.
That
We
again,
were able to.
relationships, you guys.
Yeah, you have to nurture relationships, and there's trust. There's trust and credibility there, and for that reason, we were able to do unsecured debt, and they have so much trust in us and our team and our process that we were able to raise 1.1 unsecured. Obviously, we did everything possible to make sure that they feel protected, that we're keeping them updated on projects. We have a solid exit strategy to repay them. So we were able to do it unsecured in this specific case, and it was through probably like 10 lenders, or almost $1.1 million.
Oh man.
How did you find this one?
Some are repeat lenders actually that we've been working with for the last few years. Some have been referred to us that we're so grateful for. Some are RPM members,
Yeah.
which is amazing. It's a
Yeah.
really awesome
Community
community.
guys.
Wow.
Yes,
Community.
yes. So
Like-
shout out to everybody. Thank you.
You gotta. This is like top dollar. You can't lose this. You can't lose her.
I
You
know,
cannot.
I know.
She's like the key to the puzzle. Like,
I know.
she's the money girl.
She's my queen.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
queen.
my king.
Girl. And then just the way how she's talking about, like, I'm like,
She's so good.
yeah.
She's so good.
I
I don't.
wasn't always good
This
though.
is
My
the
goodness.
boss. This is the beauty. This is the brains.
Wow.
I'm just a dumb guy. Whatever she tells me to do, I do.
And just
Very
people like me because I get them paid. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and that is key to handle. I think the money part is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
And to
It's
be
hard.
able to explain things to where persons who are not in real estate or doesn't know anything about investing understands it.
It's hard. It's hard. I enjoy it though because I feel like I educate people on these opportunities, and
Yeah.
my favorite thing is to educate the like underrepresented minority communities like Latinos
Yeah.
that don't know about these things. I've done how many, maybe a dozen presentations in Spanish
Probably more.
to
Wow.
let's say older, let's say immigrants who want to understand private lending, and I've helped them invest their money and get a larger return. So it's a really cool way to educate people on it, and it's my favorite thing to do is as help people who you never thought you would
Yeah.
actually have as
Yeah.
a private money
She's
lender.
amazing because the other day she was on the phone with someone speaking Spanish, and she was essentially just helping an older woman with her real estate issues. It was like an older, probably Mexican lady, Spanish only, didn't really understand her situation, didn't have anyone in her corner to really help guide her. And she spent like 45 minutes on the phone with this woman and was telling this woman, like, I'm here to serve you. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Like, she's
True
an
go-giver.
absolute angel.
Yeah.
Absolute
Bro,
angel.
like this entire conversation is just
Gold mine.
fantastic. Yeah. Like I'm like
It's
literally
amazing.
just soaking it all in. So this has
Yeah.
been really, really
Thank you
good.
guys.
Like
Thank you.
Thank you.
the vision, the mission that you guys have, how far you guys have come. Like guys,
Your inspiration.
yeah.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Very
And I
much
love what you
version.
guys are doing with this podcast. I'm
Thank
so
you.
impressed with you. I wish you guys the best of luck, and my goodness, I will continue to support you guys and
Thank you so
guys.
much.
send
Yeah.
speakers your way.
Yeah.
1,000%. We got a bunch of people we could
So,
send your way.
and then when we keep getting bigger, we'll bring you guys back on the show again. Be like, do you guys remember when we did this episode? And this is what we talked about. Look at us now.
Yeah, I love that. I can't wait for
Can't
that.
wait for
I can't
that.
wait for that.
Man,
Wow.
but this has been good. I really appreciate you guys for sharing, especially the numbers, because a lot of persons don't like sharing the
Yeah,
numbers.
transparency. We love transparency
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's
Being on it.
amazing.
You know,
I love that you guys share
maybe
that.
because we're like millennials and we're just younger. The older generation,
They're
they're
like
so reserved
gatekeep,
with
yeah.
the numbers. Yeah, but you know, I don't know. I think there's tremendous value to sharing numbers
Yes.
too, because people
Yes.
can really see the potential.
Exactly.
If you're closed off about it, people don't really know what the potential is. So
Yeah.
that's why I enjoy sharing the numbers to be like, yeah, you can do this too. Please, like,
Yeah.
go out there and do it.
Man,
Yeah.
what's the next step?
Oh, next step. Next step is to go bigger. So we started off in single family homes, and our first commercial property was a 10 key. So we're hoping to get into a 100 key hotel deal
10x,
or above.
10x.
So just
10x.
keep
I love
10x.
that.
which is 10x every time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so in
Man.
2021, we purchased short-term rentals, which are one door. 2022, we purchased 10 doors, so it's 2023, so it's natural for us to want to purchase 100 doors or
Yeah.
more.
We're entertaining some possible deals around the 100 plus key hotel space. So we are, now that we've done our first hotel, obviously we want to see how it performs, but we generally like the hospitality space, and there's economies of scale with hotels, boutique hotels, and now getting into actual larger hotels.
Yeah.
And so we're just gonna try it out and see what happens. But that would be our next goal. Is like 100 plus.
Man.
Yeah. You guys are really
I'm here for
building
it.
business
Yeah.
out here.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
here for
Definitely
it.
trying.
Well, we wish you guys all the best.
Yeah, we're gonna
Thank you.
stay
It's gonna be
connected.
definitely.
Yeah,
Thank you
please,
so
would
much.
love
I
to.
appreciate
Of
it.
course.
Yeah, thank you for having
If
us.
people want to find out more about you guys, just repeat your handle so they can follow you on socials.
Underscore Amanda Fornelli underscore on Instagram.
And then I'm at David J. Fornelli on Instagram.
All right.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you.
You
you.
guys, we try to bring value every time. I think this episode was full of gold nuggets. I hope you guys got that. Rewatch it. Seriously, like you guys, there's so much here. There's so much I can't even describe.
But we're
But
good.
so yeah, comment. If you guys have anything, share. We'd love reading y'all's comments.
Yeah.
We thank you so much for your support. It's been amazing support.
Yeah.
So
Don't
yeah,
forget
like,
to like and
subscribe.
subscribe and let us know what you guys think about this episode.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for tuning
Thank
in.
you.